What is up, my people? Welcome back to the channel for another album review. I'm your boy Nassim the Dream. If you're new to the channel, just go right on ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well to always keep notified on my newest content. And in honor of me going to Louder Than Life in Kentucky this week, I wanted to review a couple extreme horror metal inspired albums that had recently came out. So for this first one, I am going to be reviewing Diamanda Galás' Broken Gargoyles. Originating from San Diego, California, this latest project from singer, songwriter, visual artist, soprano, composer Diamanda Galás, originating back to 1982, developing a unique sound of goth rock and classical crossovers, progressing with these influences farther and farther into a career of avant-garde music. So I'm really gonna end it off there to be very brief about her history, just to get to the point of this record that I really want to get off of my chest. To put in the most simplest way, this was one of the most grueling, horrifying, disturbing records I have played in a long time. The sinister, evil tone that trickles into your mind gets excelled at a substantial level to the point where I gotta say that, I was fucking scared. And then if you look upon the album's length, it's condensed in about 41 minutes of listen time, composed into 2 tracks, Broken Gargoyles 1, Mutilatus, and Broken Gargoyles 2, Abiectio. Before I even played anything, I got the impression that I would be in some kind of progressional arranged trope, which, yes, I assumed right, especially because it pretty much does dive in to a lot of that arrangement aspect. But like I mentioned, it's just not close enough to the entire story. Throughout the play, you're tortured with eerie, suspenseful noise selection of industrial sounds swirling around the avant-garde elements while being narrated in German lyricism. This comes off with layering that's even more intense, with some horror sounds of screeching, growling, possessive noises that just freak you out all the way to the core of your soul. I was so tense, I gained glute gains because my cheeks were super tight through this entire record. And the passages that contain the most haunting, anxiety-filled instrumentals have a grueling effect on the record. I was just shitting my pants every time a moment came on where I was focused on various organ sections and string passages when suddenly jump scared by something new and more terrifying than before. This really reminds me of some type of score to a scene of somebody getting their body severed or just flesh peeled off, burned, shredded, demolished in a manner that's so disturbing. It beats the sadness film. If you watch this film, you know it's fucked, because it's fucked. Now, even with this incredible, shocking, yet impressive horror inflictions onto the album written all over the wall, musically, I have to admit that there's a bit of dullness setting into a mark in more and more time that passes by. And the closest thing I can really compare this to when it comes to the feeling of it is something related to maybe some lingua ignota or Oboa's work, just because of how well these artists dominate in extreme musical circumstances. But with those artists' albums, I tend to find more moments on there that are more satisfying musically and also even sound design wise. This does feel like a great score to a horror film scene, but I really just see it as that. I don't really see it succeeding any more than a standalone album that it already plays off as. That's probably my biggest problem with the album, but then again, I really think that Diamanda does really good at making this some kind of concept or just theatrical moment where she's just speaking in German and almost feel like it is some kind of horror tale told that's back like in some kind of like Twilight Zone era, which is executed well. I really do feel like it is that type of narration to like a horror book or film or something like that that's in black and white. But I really just wish that there was more appealing moments in here that I really liked musically on these passages. Otherwise, they're just really just grueling and terrifying moments that, again, are great in the horror element reign, but that's just about it. I still thought it was an interesting play. I still thought there was a lot of moments that were just really good in the tropes of horror, and overall, I think this is something that if you're into that kind of sound, and especially with spooky season coming soon, I think it's worth the play. So I'm going to give Diamanda Galás' Broken Gargoyles a solid 70%. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoy, go on and like, share, comment down below, and if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Down in the description, you see my separate checklist rating for the album, more videos, and also the links to my social media accounts so you can keep up with me on the daily. And I'm going to catch you in the next one. Dose.